Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you guys haven't seen any gameplay on this game yet, it came out about last month-ish. It's been in works for quite a while. This is called Elin. Now, the best way I can describe this game after playing it for about the last 4 to 5 days is wacky, interesting, lots of fun, and really hard to put down. Now, it's so good that instead of just enjoying it myself, I decided to come out of retirement just so I could throw up a Let's Play on YouTube. Because I feel like a lot of people are still looking for information about this game, and as somebody who also wants more information, I feel like anything that I'm able to put out to the rest of the community for people to see and learn is better than keeping people in the dark and making people, less money, have less enjoyment with the game, etc. So, I don't exactly know what kind of a character I want to make yet. I've tried so far the yearlies, which is basically your standard human. If we were going to go about this in like MMO terms or like gaming terms. Now, they do actually get a couple of really good traits. Or feats, I guess you would say. And basically, fast learner here allows you to level up. I'm not 100% sure how much faster, but I definitely notice the second little dot there, the platinum coin discount when trading. That does a 20% reduction for when you're learning skills. I don't know if it does reductions later on, because I haven't gotten super far yet. But we'll get into that later. I gotta have it to do. Work on our name here. Name's gonna be I'm Leppy. I'm Leppy. Now, let's see if we can find a good alias. Wrongdoer of mustache, definitely. Warden, I'm Leppy. I like it. Okay. See about our origin story here. We'll take that. Now, let's look about Archer. I don't actually know what character I want to go. Who's bonded? Really good for magic. Fairies are definitely interesting, so they float, but you can't wear armor over a certain weight. You basically have to use really, really bad gear. It's definitely a playstyle, and I can 100% see people enjoying that, but I don't know if that's for me. Folk are like dwarves. I do kind of enjoy this. I just don't like their feats. But mining, weightlifting, heavy armor, these are all things up my alley personally. I usually play the big Brawlic tank. Maybe what I go for here, I'm not 100% certain. I've been kind of playing around with like spells, crafting, farming, kind of just learning some stuff, getting myself familiar with the game before I like settle down specifically on something. There's also, so if I don't choose these, there's also extra races and classes. Also this Oath of Destiny. I could do permadeath. Die, you lose everything, but honestly, I'm gonna die a lot. I am not that good of a gamer. I'm gonna be honest. I'm okay. I'm not a permadeather. Especially if I put a lot of time and effort into something, that would really make me a sad man. Now, actually take a look back at races here. Clicking that little extra races and classes option gives you access to a little more stuff. So, as you guys saw, we had these first, like, 6 right here. And there's also Wraith, Golem, Mifu, which I actually kind of enjoy this one. It gives you a little bit of a balance between a lot of things. They're good with magic, they have decent charisma, they pick up some pickpocketing, some literacy, some casting. These are all good things that I want. Their feats are actually really interesting. So, they have pretty low HP, all things considered, but they're really fast. They, I guess, do buff spells and weaken spells better. As long as you're not wearing a belt, your tail allows you to run faster. You can eat more, and you're better with ranged weapons, which is... Oh no, I think that's the archers thing. Yeah, those 4. Now, I actually really enjoy having... Well, you have pickpocket, you don't have lockpicking. But the casting, the literacy, the light armor, and all of these are really nice. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I've tried 2 classes so far. Now, the domains that you see right here, where it says domain fire, lightning, sound, these are actually really important. So this is what spells your character will have access to through use of a feat that you can pick up pretty much automatically. This is my recommendation, because you sleep a lot in the early game, especially if you're dying all the time, and you get spells per sleep according to these specific domains. So if you want a character that has access to a lot of healing spells, then it's better to go with something like a priest or a paladin. Or I believe Sword Sage has ones, but he also has no dex, no perception, no learning, because they give you extra buffs towards the overall of your character. See, each one has like a little bit. That's Warrior gives you 10 strength, 10 endurance, so you'd be a beefy boy with shield and heavy armor, regen, and two-handed, and tactics. This is great. Personally, I really enjoy Priest. Now, Priest gets access to an extra domain, and religion is very important in this game. The only way I can say. Religion is extremely important. Now, fire, lightning, and holy spells already are good. Now I get access to another one, and I'm drawing a blank on what Acid Arrow would be, but personally, I'll have access to healing and buff spells through Holy. I'll have access to lightning damage and fire damage. Cold would be good because I want cold so I don't get blown up by suicide bombers. I really want poison because Acid Arrow makes enemies, like, intrinsically weaker. I'm going with poison. I'm doing it. I'm a mad lad. Alright. we're just gonna go with it. Now, they do actually have some of the things that I want here, so I don't want a shield. But it makes me... Oh, did I just... Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, cool. My bad. But it gives you access to this 10% physical damage reduction. Super nice. Heavy armor. Really good because I want to be as tanky as possible. Literacy allows you to actually read the spell books that you get when you're dungeon grinding. Faith allows you to get closer to God. Great. Casting potential here is fantastic. Got good magic, good will, decent amount of strength of endurance, so I'm not noodles. But I'm very learnt. Got a lot of faith, magic, and charisma. I'm going with it. The Warden. Now, there is technically a story to this game. I have not seen as much of it as I would like to, you know. It actually seems quite interesting, all things considered. But basically they're fighting a war, and 10 years passed, 15 years passed, said war. The Fire Nation, for a lack of a better word, rises up again, trying to handle people. Now, they start us in this little plot of land. We wake up, we have no idea what's going on. Obviously, I personally have prior knowledge. But I would definitely say take stock of the tutorial. When you open up the game, it'll tell you a lot. Make sure to read. Reading is super important in this game. Skip through this. Yep. Cool. Wake. They give us some food. And they basically say, hey man, we need you to build a town. Now, I'm okay with this. Right? I'm actually a woman. Oh, that's terrible. Well, we're going with it. Oh, we're gonna grab the land deed. This gives us the rights to be here. Game really cares about its rights. Do I actually have a wizard character here yet, or a... Now, they give you 4 options for a pet. This is basically like your starter Pokemon, for lack of a better term. There's actually Pokemon balls in the game called Monster Balls. You can capture monsters, you can raise pets, you can basically have them fight everything for you, you can ride them, you can store inventory stuff in them, etc. Very, very expansive system. Personally, I was not all that impressed with the little girl. But we're going to choose her again, because she gets access to as much armor as humanly possible. Now, she's literally a little girl, but she is our companion now. Now here is giving us access. Very, very nice chest. Tell us to build a house. Get to that in a minute. And he's going to tell us to fight things. What we're going to do here. We don't have appraising yet. We have a bunch of tomes. Tomes do not. We're actually just gonna punch for now. I don't have a feat point. I don't really have access to spells. Just got here. Yada yada. Set up our hotbar real quick. Alright. So, our task. Now it's going to tell us to defeat enemies. Go to Puppy Cave. Now, I'm actually going to run outside just so you guys can see the world map. Okay. Not even going to move. But, this is where you start out the game. Now, in view, there are a couple of things, like, majorly important. What I would say. Query button. This, down here, this corner, is where we pay our taxes. We owe taxes to the people that run the continent. So, just like capitalism, we gotta pay our taxes every month. It's literally terrible. Now, I'm gonna teach you how to make it not terrible. When I first loaded up the game, it was awful. I had no idea how to make money, I was scrounging for every penny, and I was stressing. And then, something that I did not know, all the way up here in this top left corner, there's actually another town called Durfee. Durfee is where you go to get into the Thieves Guild. Now, the Thieves Guild has a couple of important things there. Not only is there pickpocketing, great evasion, a bunch of skills that you can learn, there's a black market vendor. Now, as far as I'm aware, blacksmiths in the area are here at Durfee, tinkerers, mycelia, and I believe Willow and Olvina down here, past where my character is. And this is how, in the early game, I spend my money. I want to get as much defensive gear as humanly possible. Weapons are kind of meh. Whatever. You can get a better weapon in a dungeon. But trying to get good defense gear takes effort. Start out this case here. Yep. Get it? Now, got the white mushroom, which will actually make us trip. Not gonna eat that one. Popped out of it. Fantastic. Grab that brown mushroom. Oak tree. Grab this oak tree. Need stones as well. So grab some stones. As you can see, I'm using up my quote-unquote stamina bar. Now, technically, I should not be doing this. I'm already past the point of exhaustion, and I'm kinda basically off. But, to get the most out of every day, this is how I not cheese the system, don't get me wrong, but for the people who are playing permadeath, by that type of thing, can go a little bit into the negatives as long as you play a little safe. Don't pick up anything heavy, just keep an eye on stuff. Now, the reason we're grabbing all of this, craft up our ability, craft a workbench. Craft a workbench. Cool. Yeah, I know. Shut up, lady. Alright. Place this down here. Do we have access to a bunch of stuff? Most important thing. Day one. Right? I'd even say day one. Make this bed. You can even leave it in your inventory. Don't even need a house yet. I'm already tired, right? I get more stamina from a bed than I do from how the game works. And it's super important information. We also need a sawmill. Craft a sawmill. Down. Already taking damage. Rough, but saw 2 logs. 1. Okay. Gonna allow me to carpentry. Oh. Now, I might need to go to sleep here. 2 stone. And I have to sleep. See, I could meditate and try and heal, or even pray to a god if I had a god, but I don't. We're gonna press F5. We're gonna use the bed directly from our inventory. Quick tip, didn't know that for like the first 90 days of my first character. Kinda sucked, but it was fun. Now, we've basically gotten our entire stamina back here. Or I think we did. I can grab some stones. And, you know, slowly but surely, over the course of a couple days, clear this area out. De-veg it. Get everything. Our gatherings. To here. Carpentry table. Place this bad boy down right next to this little girl. Now we have access to actual weapons and a little bit of armor. But we're going to get into the armor system a little bit later on. Right now, I don't really care about it. Now, that doesn't mean I shouldn't care about it. Don't get me wrong. I do want to make it. But it's a little more complicated than you think. Instead of just slapping a bucket made of logs on my head, I'm going to do something a little bit more complex and show you guys kind of how the crafting system came. Now I also need a tinkerer's table, which means I need a table, chair, and a bone. Now, get the bones pretty easy. Oh, right there, fantastic. Getting a table, desk, requires chop down an oak. Popped out of a tree, up. That allows us to should be able to take logs around chair. Trying to conserve as much of my stamina as I possibly can. Is vital energy. Definitely need to be productive as possible. This chair. Negatives already. Now we're gonna risk it. Okay. We're gonna craft this. We might die. That's okay. Could I just sleep? We didn't die. Fantastic. Like I said, the more we get out of every day, you know, the more, I would say, longevity you have on your quote-unquote spawn protection, I'm gonna call it. Now, this is where we make all of our awesome tools, things that we're gonna want off-rip. Pickaxe, hammer, shovel, hoe, sickle. Nails we can make, that way we can do the hoe. But we need string, we need sticks, and so what we're gonna do, turn around, do some tidying up. I could also make a torch, but personally, I feel like it's a little light, even though it's so dark out. If this hurts your eyes, bear with me for a moment. I could just. I need a. That bad. A little bit more. Need a pickaxe? Stick. Just a branch. Being pretty careful about what I chop down, what I etc. here. Craft a pick. Pick gives us access. Now the way pick works, it's kind of similar to games like Terraria. Actually drawing a blank on the other game. Starfield. Star something! I played it with my homies a while back. Basically went down the... Somebody could probably tell me. Very hungry. I could technically eat those flowers, but we're just gonna leave them on the ground for now. A rare mushroom for our health. Cheers. Talk to Ash. Oh, now he wants us to make a house. So, gather some seeds and some grass. One log for the. As you can, fires go down to 1 HP. By 3 health. Should be. Should. Same. Wait for that man to wake up. Talk to me. Board work time. Signboard workshop can to signs to tell you what to do. Which is fantastic. Please. Get many more as we get started here. As you can see, stuff's growing back like good for yes. Oh, because I haven't made it shared. Now, request. Yep, we got bills coming. My favorite little helper here. Lockpick. Chest. Chest is actually says the contents. She's not. Unmoved. Shipping. Shipping box actually. Shipping box allows us to actually. So, our, at least in my opinion, pride and joy. Shipping. Now, there's a couple of things actually get access. Personally, I don't want any of this stuff like yet, but I am gonna buy that one. Now, early on, I don't really have access to much. It's hard to make money. Try and go exploring the dungeon, but she'll probably die. Could try doing quests for town. Might be able to complete them, like, but there is something you're always. That's it. Rocks. As you can see, grabbing a. Should give us what I need. Oh. Now, that was a lot of things. Pouring workshop, crafting table, sculpting table, practice. Now, what this gives me, at least these three. Millstone is pretty important in my opinion. It's one of the easiest ways to make the game money. Highly recommend as soon as you drop into the basically as quick as you can. Craft one, basically knock our stamp park for, but it's that important. Now, another thing I want requires one stone, more stones than I have. Those require bone. Stone. Oh, put it out. Now, this is something that I ran into issues with early on. Everything can basically murder you. You can't really kill shit. So, what I try to do, my best to clear in a certain manner. As you can see, I'm clearing the fog of war. Lack of a... basically fog that hides monsters. Now, like that just now, let's see a lot of monsters. We're gonna leave. By leaving, over to the edge of the map, out. Very simple. No. We sleep. And as you can see, it's not like I'm doing a lot starting out. And I'm trying to be as efficient as possible right now. There's probably other things I could do. Like a normal. You know, you're figuring stuff out, you're looking at this stuff. Ends up being quite a learning. Now I got the stone cut. Table. Requires a little stone. Have here. Other tile. Now, I don't know 100% what the reset number, or however you would go about trying to set these base go, but I do know that it takes a while, not instant, out of map. Cut them. But even some of these open world tiles hold really valuable secrets, and just by walking around at a time to explore, like, for instance, by a enemy while you're minding business, just because you want to, it's worth just running around the map real quick if there's anything. If not, who cares? Now, working on that's a this lovely thing. Telling us to I'm gonna make the farming tool. I need more. But I don't have a big that's gonna do a lot of damage. said. It's okay to go in negatives. That might kill me. Now this gives us access to stone weapons. Important. I don't know if this got stone, but stone weapons, another iteration of how to produce weapons. When I say, like, I said it that way specifically because the way the crafting is very wacky does not make. Looking for things with like potency, anything that's potency, whatever stat that you're. I'd actually want mag potency. Like this has Elin X potency. Potency. Potential basically amount of levels at extra. Base potential will drop below 100, but you can get bonuses, feats, eating, and stuff on your. Not the potential. As you can see, it's already been what, 3-4 sleeps so far that I've had access, and already I think I've gotten a few. I'm actually firing. Yeah, you had a dream of fire. Now, the feat allows it to always be that way. Get lucky. I actually got. The way the game uses it is spell stock equals cast, no matter how much. Cost a lot of mana. Cost spells. Spells cost a little. Always recover your mana by using meditate, habit of, mana recovery rate side of state is absolutely very worth investing in. As you can see, grabbing a probably like, how does he? But they're actually just red berries, us, bugs. But do drugs boxed. Potential of my strength. That's what. Potential of your. As you can see. Up. We gotta like. The beach. Fertilized egg of no. Well, that's super lucky. Okay. There's a chest here. This is why you checked the open world. My personal version. Too mad. Very Gus friendly. Oh, and that's our first experience with death right there. Now, if I was playing permadeath, I'd be really upset right now. Obviously, I'm not playing permadeath, so it doesn't matter too much. You get two options: buried, which go back to the title screen, or crawl up. I died. Now I respawned. Now, the worst thing about dying is that it artificially curbs your progress. By dying, you have to sleep. You lose all your stamina, allowing you basically nothing the rest of that. As you can see, I've made quite a pretty penny off of just turning berries, powder, and selling it. Very lucrative early money option. It's either crimp or crimp and appy, and you get literally tons of. There's other ways to get money, but personally, they all pale in comparison. Backwards. Now they're actually just crashing up. The letter. Read the letter for early game tips, but also basically tells you about how a couple of things work if you want to go over them. I'm just possibly this video. $5 days, so you guys can see 5 days in, 1,000 orders allows us basically. So for the rest of these, basically any money that I make goes into taxes. Fantastic news. Up. Craft our sculpting table. I say interesting. Allows you top of it. That'll turn. Did get poison arrow. I haven't got. You got one platinum coin. Done. Sure you have your tool. Okay, to do your damages. Actually gonna another bit. Important. Then we're gonna. Some math in my head. Having craft what I. Now, basalt stones are extreme. Basalt is access. Properties. It also allows you to dig out a higher tier of. Yep. Technically, two, but having no. I'm going back there for that. Now, as far as I'm aware, this gives me different options depending on, sorry for the yawn, depending on what I choose. So I want to focus developing on my land, and I got a ally ticket, which seems, or Neffia, I believe, gave me some bandages, books, and that. I'm going to say I want to, actually no, Neffia. Oh, it gave me the ring. Oh my god, yes. Okay. I didn't know that's what you were giving up. Oh, that's so good. Okay. That ring is goated. Don't even know. Fantastic ring. Does a lot for you. Literally makes you way more tankier than you are. A lot harder for enemies to walk up and... Actually, you know what? Magic on. Bothering me. I don't know. So we've already so far had way better progress than I have in. I have enough basalt stones for a pick. I have... Yes, fantastic. Garbage. Awesome. Will do. For nails. Pick. Oh. As you can see, all of these materials have a hardness. Granite is one of the most common stones. It has a hardness of 18. Hardness basically equals power. A pickaxe out of phyllite. I want to make a pickaxe out of like salts or a diorite. Salt being the best one. Actually, pretty good here. I'll definitely take those. Having a basalt pick, basically, a lot of good. Bones. Fantastic. Oh. Crafting. That cleans us out of stamina, but going really well so far. And with that, we've actually gone up to hour mark, so about an hour crafting. You're lucky and cards right, and take care of most of your early game needs. Obviously, we don't have food yet, but you can gather food from mobs, plants, etc. Have money from the millstone, applying your crim there. Got your shipping box, your actual storage container, all of your crafting and stuff. But I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to actually get right back into it. Coffee. If you guys enjoyed so far, I would actually genuinely appreciate it if you guys liked the video, actually gave me a comment, told me, hey, I like your mic, A, it needs to go up, B, it needs to go down, do you guys want background music, give me some info, you know. I'm really approachable. I genuinely love people, and this is something that I enjoy doing. I just want to give knowledge to the people, you know, kind of explain how the early game goes and stuff like that, and kind of enjoy the game with you guys as well. So that's going to be it for me for right now, and then when I get back into it for episode 2, we're going to go explore Puppy Cave and go do some stuff on the beach, make ourselves our first weapon, and kind of get stuff going. Catch you guys for the next one. Peace.